So I really should be cleaning my house or doing my laundry or grocery shopping right now instead, but let's film some videos. It seems like a logical way to avoid doing things that I really don't like, so. Hey everybody, and welcome to Lindsay's Little Library. Today I wanted to pop in here and kind of give you what my plans are for February, or my TBR pile. January was kind of a bust because it really got overtaken by me reading a lot of Lonesome Dove. And so I can't say it's a bust because I am truly enjoying that book, but I didn't get through quite as many books as I was hoping to. We're changing that in February. Even though it's a shorter month, we're doing it. I have to. I need to. So what am I going to read? Let's start with what I'm currently reading. As you all know, Lonesome Dove. Still going, guys. But we are at the home stretch. We have this much left. That's not too bad. I'm really, really loving it right now. I have a feeling we're going to bust through that pretty quickly. I also started Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. This follows 10 strangers who are lured to an isolated island. There is a bit of a mystery around who really owns the island. I've already picked up on that. I'm not that far into it. And they are slowly picked off one by one. Yeah, it's going to be great. So we're going to finish that off. I guarantee you this tassel right here is not going to survive to the end of the book because my cat has been just destroying them lately, which, whatever. And there she is. So then we get into some fun stuff. So our book club met last night. Yes, last night, and we decided for the month of February we wanted something a little lighter, a little bit more maybe centering around a love story-ish, and we picked The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. Hopefully we can see that. This book follows two co-workers who really, they don't just dislike each other, they don't just get annoyed with each other, they like truly hate and loathe and can't stand one another, and they're both up for the same promotion. And so it sounds like it's kind of a little funny book, a little witty, and we get a little insight in, does this turn into a little bit of a romance, or is that one of them playing a really cruel game or joke on the other just to get an advantage? So sounds like a great book for February, a great book for our book club as a follow-up to what we read last month. So fantastic. I can't wait to read that. And let me side note, it kind of annoys me that the paperback version I can get on Amazon for $9.99 and the Kindle version is $7.99. Like, that drives me nuts. And there's times when the Kindle version is more expensive than the actual paper book, and I don't get it. I don't get that. It drives me nuts. So I'm going to be getting the paperback because I prefer that over Kindle anyways. So, all right, then we'll go with the rest of the TBR pile. I've had this book actually on my shelf for a long time, and I really need to get it off. I know I'm going to love it. It's going to be great. It is Sundays at Tiffany's by James Patterson. James Patterson is well known for his kind of mystery books, usually centering around the Women's Murder Club or Alex Cross, but he has a few books out there that kind of have taken a different direction than his normal writing style. The first one I read like that was Suzanne's Diary for Nicholas, and I absolutely adored that book. It was fantastic. And so this has kind of a similar style to that book. I don't know a lot about it, but I don't need to, because if I love that book and this is kind of comparing itself to it, I'm gonna like it. I do really like James Patterson. I read a number of his Alex Cross books, and I will pick them up from time to time. I really like that. He's great at writing short chapters. He's like the king of short chapters, and it just sucks me in because I'm like, well, it's 2 more pages. It's 2 more pages. It's 2 more pages. And all of a sudden it's like midnight and I have finished the book, which is good, but not so great for the next day because I just don't function well on little sleep. So, the little caveat on the front says, what if your imaginary friend from childhood was your one true love? Feels very fitting for February, so we're going to pick that one up. The next book that I want to pick up in the month of February is Enemy of the State by Vince Flynn. Vince Flynn is an author I fell in love with a number of years ago. My husband actually insisted that I start reading his books and did not let me down. This follows one character throughout the entire series. His name is Mitch Rapp, and he is a black operative CIA agent. He's the one that goes in and does the dirty work for the good of the United States. And then we can say that, well, we didn't hire him, I don't know where he came from, and he's very secretive about it. So very action-packed, wonderful, wonderful books. This actually follows the aftermath of 9/11 and kind of him going in and dealing with a problem. I want to do a author recommendation video on Vince Flynn, but I figure I need to read the book first, his at least latest book out, as well as we are going on vacation shortly, and my husband loves these books, and so I'm sure he will pick it up there. I want to read it first so that we can chat about it while we're on vacation. So another really great book, another great book with really short chapters, and he also does a great job giving you perspectives of not only from Mitch Rapp, but from the bad guys. So love these books. I will devour that one. Next up, I am picking up because of, I think there's 3 separate times that I either was directly recommended reading this book, or I heard recommendations either through YouTube or through a podcast, and I figured it's a sign. I just have to do it. So I'm going to go and pick up Beartown by Frederick Bachman. I was lucky enough to score this at my library's book sale for $1, guys. $1. New release. I mean, it's got the stupid shiny cover on it, but whatever. I'll figure out how to get that off. So Beartown is centered around this Beartown in Alaska, who's kind of small town, and really the only thing they have to brag about is their hockey team. Another great reason to read it is because it is still winter, and when is the best time to read about hockey teams? February. Sounds good. But a tragedy strikes within this town, and they are starting to question who did it, how did it happen, is it this wonderful hockey star the whole town kind of is riding behind, and if it is, what are we going to do about that? So sounds interesting. I've heard great things about it, and I can't wait to pick that up. So the last book that I have kind of pegged for February is a newer book that I picked up. I want to try to make a very conscious effort of reading the newer books that I'm purchasing close to when I get them, because my excitement for them is still pretty fresh, and I just don't want to lose that. So I'm going to pick up Lincoln in the Bardo by George Saunders. This follows the son of Abraham Lincoln, Willie, shortly after he passes away and he's buried, and it takes place in a graveyard during one night. So it sounds very paranormal, it sounds very mysterious, and also a historical fiction twist put in there because this is the Civil War time. So really excited, and again, I've heard really great things about this book, so I cannot wait to read it. So there we are. The other book that I have on my radar this month is Kristen Hanna's new book, The Great Alone. I just ordered it from Book of the Month yesterday, so that should be coming, and I can't guarantee that I'm not going to completely just open that book immediately and start reading it. I adore Kristen Hanna, and I love all of her books. So this centers around a family who moves to Alaska to kind of live off of the grid for a while. The father, I believe, suffers from some PTSD from the Vietnam War, and they're thinking this is a great way to kind of treat that. So they get there when it's summer, and there's 18 hours of daylight, and everything is great, and the town is fantastic, but all of a sudden it turns to winter, and it starts to be dark, and they're very alone, and things, I think, start to take a little bit of a twist with the family. So I am so excited for that book. Again, I can't wait to devour it, so that probably might end up on the list as well. So we'll see what happens. But so that's all I have. I have about 6 or 7 books that I want to finish in the month of February. I'm pretty sure I can do that. We don't have a whole lot going on this month. It's pretty, even though it's a shorter month, it's a pretty slow, easygoing month. So let me know. Have you read any of these books lately? Have you picked them up? What are your thoughts on them? Like, comment, subscribe below, and I'll see you later. Bye.